Hi, my name is Mary. Today FM plays the best music in Lambasa. Today FM rocks.
My name is Thomas. I'm here in Nakasi and I like to listen to Today FM because it rocks.
My name is Milenia. Today FM rocks here in Singapour.
My name is Alfriti and Today FM rocks here in Tavua.
My name is Mary Jane. I love listening to Today FM here in Ba. Today FM rocks.
My name is Ilaiti Ambal and I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks here in Osur.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
In the news tonight, ambitious climate action needed, says PM. New political party registers. And later on, does the oldest woman in the world live in Fiji?
From the studios of FBC Suva, Jackie Spate.
There is an urgent need for ambitious climate action, says COP23 President and Prime Minister Vurenge Bainimarama. Opening the Climate Action Pacific Partnership meeting in Suva today, Bainimarama sent out a clear message that only by working together as a region can we confront our greatest collective threat. Maggie Boyle reports.
The Prime Minister calling on delegates to take up the mantle in the realisation of a grand coalition against climate change.
With a call for all nations to evaluate their NDCs, not to simply revise them here and there, but to rethink them. We cannot allow the term ambition to become a cliché.
Resilience, ambition and action, three key elements the COP23 team is looking to execute.
The Climate Action Pacific Partnership, otherwise known as CAP, was initiated with the full recognition that achieving the goals of the Paris Agreement can only be possible through the collective engagement and commitment from all stakeholders.
For other Pacific Island states, the rallying call to implement the Paris Agreement is being reverberated.
For many years, the Pacific states have been sounding the alarm about the negative impacts of climate change. Our global perspective on the need for concerted action.
It's also clear that an inclusive approach must form any climate action.
Mortality rates of persons with disabilities in times of disasters are 2 to 4 times higher than those without disabilities.
Discussions here reiterating the collective action that's needed to turn the tide on climate change. Maggie Boyle, FBC News.
Meanwhile, a traditional welcome was accorded to Pacific and regional leaders attending the two-day conference in Suva. Prime Minister Vurenge Bainimarama greeted the delegates ahead of the meeting. Government officials and members of the diplomatic corps also were at the ceremony. The leaders were also hosted to a welcoming dinner. Minister responsible for climate change, Ayaz Said Qayyum, has commended New Zealand's continued support for COP23. Speaking during a public lecture at USP, Said Qayyum said both countries can work together and learn from each other to achieve their goals in reducing the impacts of climate change. Kritika Kumar reports.
New Zealand has been rallying behind Fiji before and after it assumed the COP23 presidency.
New Zealand has contributed generously, both financially and of course technically, in respect of some of the initiatives that have been undertaken prior to COP23 and of course during COP23 and indeed now post-COP23.
Ayaz Said Qayyum says New Zealand has recently pledged further support.
Recently, the New Zealand government has made an announcement of an additional New Zealand $2.5 million in funding for this year. Part of this funding will be used to build a Pacific and Agriculture Pavilion at COP24.
New Zealand's Minister responsible for climate change, James Shaw, urged the Pacific countries to continue supporting Fiji so that our voices can be heard.
Here in the Pacific, we are talking about some of the smallest island nations on Earth located in the largest ocean on Earth. And that huge ocean is being subjected to some of the greatest forces of change that humanity has ever known.
The public lecture delivered by Shaw at USP was based on the theme, He Waka Eke Noa, or We Are All in This Together, New Zealand's Journey to Net Zero. Kritika Kumar, FBC News.
The Hope political party has been given the green light to be one of the 8 parties to contest this year's general election. Supervisor of Elections Mohammed Saneem has made the confirmation after thoroughly scrutinising the party's application. Saneem says the Hope party has met all the requirements under the Political Registration Act.
I have approved the application for registration I can confirm that as of now, Fiji has 8 registered political parties, and the total number of parties that have been overall registered is 9. And as you're aware, we had deregistered a party earlier on last year.
A 2-day workshop focusing on strengthening the Melanesian Spearhead Group regional security is underway in Nadi. The workshop is examining challenges being faced by the MSG countries and how best these issues can be dealt with. Felipe Naikaso reports.
Minister for Defence Ratu Inoke Kumbombola has stated that the MSG countries are prone to both internal and external threats as they provide a gateway to bigger countries.
With the porous nature of our borders, the MSG sub-region is experiencing more complex and multifaceted security challenges, including illegal, unregulated and unreported fishing, transnational crime, drug smuggling and human trafficking, cybersecurity challenges, climate change and non-traditional threats.
This is the second workshop that has been held for the member countries, which is focusing on building a security platform.
This meeting we will be having other sectors of our security apparatus, bringing them together to discuss this common theme of a common platform.
As we in the sub-region are the gateway to Asia and the Pacific, and if not addressed and properly monitored, could escalate to more bigger issues.
Since the establishment of the Melanesian Spearhead Group, leaders have continuously discussed the importance of maintaining and enhancing regional security and stability. Felipe Naikaso, FBC News.
25-year-old Samuel Mbokandi, who allegedly assaulted 6 police officers and the Lainavesi Community Post on Tuesday, appeared before the Suva Magistrates Court this afternoon. He is charged with 6 counts of intent to cause grievous harm and 6 counts of resisting arrest. His case has been transferred to the Suva High Court due to the seriousness of the offence. The court heard that Mbokandi and his de facto partner had an argument, following which she went to the police post to lodge a complaint. He followed her to the post where he allegedly assaulted the officers and damaged police force's property. He has been remanded. The matter will be called on the 9th of next month. Still to come, diabetes patients face discrimination. And Fiji Navy to have 3 operational vessels. Stay with us.
Bula, nevang gomal kay leloma, ngongai nakas untuk makarong ng Bula FM, nambang 2 ay nasir.
Hoya ubasit sai sa Lambasa, ya untuk talita na warong ng Bula FM, nambang 2 ay nasir.
Guya Dr. Meli, ako na tao no hingatoka, talita kina na warong ng Bula FM, nambang 2 ay nasir.
Warong tunga ng Bula FM, nambang 2 ay nasir nawaluan.
Nevang go fani na tao no hingatoka, kita untuk talita kina Bula FM, nambang 2 ay nasir.
Bula FM, nambang 2 ay nasir.
The Agriculture and Economy Ministry, together with Vodafone Fiji, are working to possibly extend the M-Pesa cards for Farms Care Initiative for another month. Initially, the card was to expire next Tuesday. Agriculture Minister Nia Seruratu says there is a need to extend the deadline as people are still waiting for their materials. Seruratu says they have close to 30,000 applicants.
Some of the suppliers are still unable to provide the materials and the equipment, whatever that was needed. But we understand that they were overwhelmed because of the significant number of applicants and the different requests that came.
A 117-year-old woman is believed to be the oldest living person in the country today, and she may be the oldest in the world as well. Eleanor Tarangaiviu has the story.
Dianani Salaivanua has no official birth certificate, but according to the Wolani Kawambula, she was born on the 1st of January 1901.
During that time, to register someone in the VKB, they made an oath. There was no birth certificate.
Salaivanua hails from the village of Nakalo in Madhuata and married a man from Naibindamo. Together they have 11 children, about 35 grandchildren, 50 great-grandchildren and 3 great-great-grandchildren.
She is still mentally sound. Yesterday, she asked me to call one of her grandchildren to bring the net so they can go catch prawns.
2 weeks ago, FBC News inquired with the Itaukei Land and Fisheries Commission about Salivanua's records in the VKB. We were informed she has been marked as deceased. FBC News understands this has now been corrected after a letter from one of her children was submitted to the commission declaring that she is still alive and living in Naivindamu.
She loves having breadfruit and tea. Her daily meal includes fish and bread as well, but most times she prefers tea.
Salivanua could possibly be the oldest living person in the world right now. According to the Guinness World Records, Japan's Masazo Nonaka is the oldest living person, aged 112 years. Eleanor Turangaibiu, FBC News.
It was an emotional moment for 28-year-old Mariah Tambua as the Diabetes Hub Centre received $400,000 worth of medical supplies to assist diabetes patients. During the handover yesterday, Tambua revealed that young patients like herself face discrimination from society. Pranita Prakash reports.
28-year-old Mariah Tambua, who is involved with Young Diabetes Fiji Association, says there is a lack of support for young patients like her.
We are facing discrimination. We should look after them, everybody. Even though we have insulin, we can still work, do other stuff.
Tambua says a type 1 diabetic patient spends approximately $200 on insulin in a month.
Our young one have facing a problem because they're buying their own insulin. Even if they have out of stock in the hospital, they have to buy it. It's costly, roughly $29.
The medical equipment donated by the USA-based non-government organization is expected to bring relief to patients.
Since diabetes is the leading cause, or is a leading NCD here in Fiji, it's important that we have these supplies and equipments out to the patient population.
The Young Diabetes Fiji Association is also trying to cater for the financial needs of 2 siblings in the Western Division who are type 1 diabetic patients. The 2 girls, aged 9 and 11, lost their parents to diabetes 2 years ago. Pranita Prakash, FBC News.
The Fiji Navy will have 3 operational vessels patrolling our waters by the end of the year. However, Navy Commander Captain Humphrey Tawake says there will be no more recruits as the Navy has sufficient officers and sailors. Akosita Tale reports.
The RFNS Kula is currently in Laos as part of an ongoing drug operation. The RFNS Kikau is in Australia, while the RFNS Kadau is yet to reach Fiji, but come December, these Navy vessels will be watching over the country's exclusive economic zone.
So that's a big boost for us, but again, having assets alone does not mean that you are much more secure, but it's how you employ them and how you create your relationship with the regional partners, because the threats across the region, especially the maritime security threats and the maritime security environment.
While there will be more operating vessels, there are no plans to intake more Navy personnel, as there are more than 400 officers and sailors on the ground.
We have recruited for what we anticipate that will come. So what the many and the structures of our new capabilities have already been recruited from the recruitment we did this year. And that is part of our planning. We get to train our men when the capabilities come. People are already trained, rather than having the ships and trying to get the people to man the ships so the ship won't be idle.
Captain Humphrey Tawake says they won't be sending any female officers out to sea until a new vessel arrives from Australia in 2020. Akosita Tale, FBC News.
In an effort to continue to push democracy and transparency, the Fijian Elections Office today signed a Memorandum of Understanding with International IDEA Organization. Supervisor of Elections Mohammed Saneem says the partnership will go a long way in the development of the Fijian Elections Office. Saneem says International IDEA has also assisted Fiji in developing the Candidates Handbook, and the MOU will further enhance the collaboration. In sports later with Jamie, Vermalua has no plans to hang his boots yet, but up next is Rachel with business.
Thanks, Jackie. Good evening, and coming up after the break. 76 complaints made against traders overcharging plastic bag levy. And in growing Fiji, plans underway to construct more fire stations. Stay with us.
Dala, I am Eleanor. For the best classic hits, I only listen to Gold FM here in Singatoka. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Seni Rawa. I love listening to Gold FM here in Nosuri. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Dino. I'm from Outrigger, Coral Coast, Singatoka. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Salote. I love listening to Gold FM here in Nosuri. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Bula, my name is Marida. Gold FM plays the best classics here in Outrigger, Singatoka.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
In business tonight, the consumer watchdog is calling on traders to get their act together and not charge the new 20-cent plastic bag levy before the government's new financial year. The council has registered 76 complaints to date. Pranita Prakash reports.
The Consumer Council says it is shocking to note that some large traders are still making mistakes on the plastic bag levy.
Traders without point of sale were charging plastic bag levy, and there were cases where the 10 cents was paid by the consumers, but this was not reflected in their receipts. And the other issue is where more than 10 cents was charged by the traders.
Many traders implemented the levy of 20 cents straight after the new budget was announced. However, this is against the law as changes will only be effective from 1st August.
Actually, there were some unscrupulous traders who started charging the 20 cents levy, and consumers have been coming to the council raising their concerns.
Consumers have also voiced their concerns.
Follow the law. It says about 1st August, so it should be 1st August, not now.
All companies and all these should abide by the law.
Not even implemented the 20 cents levy, and people shouldn't be charged 20 cents now.
Consumers are being reminded to check their receipts and ensure they are charged the correct levy. The levy currently is 10 cents and can only be charged by traders with the point of sale system. Pranita Prakash, FBC News.
And we now join Sharon from HFC Bank with the latest from the financial market.
Forex today was surrounded by trade headlines. US President Donald Trump and European Commission President Juncker are said to have struck a deal. They have agreed to begin talks to lower tariffs and ease trade tensions to avoid a full-blown trade war. This caused a bit of jump in the equities market. The S&P 500 index pushed higher, while the Dow Jones Industrial Average finished sharply higher in midweek trade. Tonight, we await the European Central Bank's interest rate decision. Although the ECB is set to keep the rate on hold, it will be interesting to see what happens. On the economic front, US new home sales fell more steeply than expected at 5.3% in June, while Australia released its quarterly import and export price indexes. Their import index came in at higher at 3.2%, while their export index was at 1.9. And that's all for now. Vinaka.
Thanks, Sharon. Taking a look at today's currency exchange rate set this morning for the Fijian dollar. Foreign exchange markets were active overnight as US President Donald Trump talked about negotiations with the EU, resulting in our Fijian dollar rising against the US dollar as well as the PNG Kina and the Japanese yen, but it slipped slightly against the other currencies we cover. As for the commodities market, prices were on the rise once again across the board, with oil closing over $69 per barrel. Gold closed at $1,233 an ounce, and silver closed at $15.62 an ounce. And in Goin, Fiji tonight, there will soon be a fire station in Rakiraki. The National Fire Authority Chief Executive says they have plans to expand their services to the populated areas. NFA is also constructing another fire station in Nambowalu.
We have continuously been assisted by government through government grants to build new stations, and now with the 18, even with the 18 that we have, I would say that we are now, in terms of the scope of the work that we do, we are strategically located in throughout Fiji.
And that's business for tonight. Jamie joins you now at Sports.
Thank you, Rachel, and good evening. Up ahead in sports,
New trophies for Dean's competition unveiled. And striker Bruce Hughes believes Suva is on track for BOG. This and more coming up.
Hi, I'm Jyotishma. I'm from Singatoka. I love listening to Mirchi FM. Mirchi FM is hot.
Mirchi FM is #1.
I'm Charlene Robert. Mirchi FM rocks in Lambasa.
I'm Soname Nasori Jackson. Mirchi FM is hot.
My name is Raymond Dutt. I'm a Baba Singh Alliance. Mirchi FM is hot in Lambasa.
I'm Pritika from Jax Nasori. I love listening to Mirchi FM here in Nasori. Mirchi FM is hot.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
A new set of trophies have been unveiled for the Powerade Super Deans competition. Major sponsor Coca-Cola Amatil says the new trophies will better represent the super effort that is required to play at the Deans competition. John Tambori with the details.
As defending champions of all age groups, it's only befitting that they are the first to hold the new trophy.
All grades are praying for the quarterfinals. We hope for a good game will be this Saturday, for a good game.
Vice Principal Wallace Isongo Iwasa says they are banking on the under-14 to start their campaign well this Saturday.
Well, the under-14, they lost their first 2 games, and we have to keep reminding them that it starts with them. And the message to the under-14 is that they will start the day for us. If they win, then the other teams will follow on from there.
Coca-Cola Amatil marketing manager Lawrence Tikaram says Ratu Kandavu Level School is a testament of the competition's success.
The terminology used behind the Super Deans, as you all understand, the super word super atones to an international level of expectation and performance. And we can say that with great confidence, with the recent success of one of our most profound prolific institutions, Ratu Kandavu Level School, they took on the world and won the International Cup.
The 4 pillars in the new trophy symbolizes the 4 zones that make up the Powerade Super Deans competition. Ratu Kandavu Level School is the defending champions of Dean's Trophy on all levels, and if history repeats itself this year, they will be the first to get their hands on the brand new trophies. John Tabore, FBC Sports.
Fiji Airways men's sevens forward Tasa Veremalua has hinted that he will be part of the side to defend the Olympic Games gold medal in Japan in 2020. Veremalua says with the World Cup done and dusted, the team now has a bigger mission to complete in 2 years' time. Vasnil Prasad reports.
This 30-year-old is not planning to hang his boots anytime soon and has set a long-term goal to don the national jumper once again during the 2020 Olympic Games.
We're looking forward for the series. We've been told that we have something left in our stores, like we have to defeat the Rio and the 2020 the coming next 2 years.
Veremalua says they are aware of the Fijian fans' perception of the team currently.
Everyone has been disappointed about the result last week, losing against New Zealand in the semi-final. This is our second time.
The team will regroup in November for the Oceania Sevens and will then prepare for the 2018-19 World Rugby Sevens series.
We have a break and then we prepare for the HSBC series or Oceania and HSBC series following.
The Sevens series begins from Dubai and will be held from November 30th to December 2nd. Vasnil Prasad, FBC Sports.
With only a day remaining until the Ink Mobile Battle of the Giants semi-finals, and the Suva football team has wrapped up preparations ahead of its clash against the Mbamba Singh Alliance. The capital side had their last training session this morning, brushing up on a few routines ahead of the match. Stella Taoi reports.
The morale is high in the Suva camp as they prepare to take on the Fiji FAC finalist Lambasa this Saturday.
Playing Lambasa, we have seen them playing, so we have to work on that game first. And qualified and we'll move for the final, but the important thing is how to stop Lambasa. I know Lambasa will be doing the same thing, so we have to do a bit of temporary changes.
Coach Gurjit Singh says they expect the competition to be intense.
It's anyone's game, and we can't underestimate any team. We have to give our best in this semi-final.
21-year-old Bruce Hughes is expected to play a vital role for the team. He scored both goals in the 2-0 win over Nandi last weekend.
we'll try and improve on some of our mistakes that we are lacking, and we'll try and do our best in the semi-finals, and we'll try and do good and make good results.
The capital side last won the BOG title in 1995. For now, the team are working on the game plan, hoping this will land them a place in the finals. Stella Taoi, FBC Sports.
British boxing promoter Eddie Hearn, who also represents heavyweight boxing champion Anthony Joshua, has hinted that New Zealand boxer Joseph Parker could get a shot at a rematch with Joshua. He has tipped Parker as favourite ahead of the bout with Dillian White on Sunday. However, he warns that it will be a must-win for Parker. Tennis star Serena Williams has again hit out at anti-doping authorities, tweeting that she is being targeted in random drug tests, which she believes is discriminatory. The 7-time Wimbledon champion and 23-time Grand Slam champ claimed today in 2 tweets that of all the female tennis players, she gets tested the most. And that's it from sports tonight. Angie joins you later on with weather, and later on in the world of the weird and the wonderful, the ugly truth behind some beauty products. Details coming up.
Narang golesenya, Obama kita nakas, dorong na kape, na radio fijuan, nandong may bit.
Ayaw benyana, kita barong na radio fijuan, nandong may bisi, hindi natoka.
Guado ilaisa ingatoka, rong na heramakawa na radio fijuan ingatoka.
Radio Fijuan, nandong may viti.
New media tonight, here is a tantalizing budget phone. It's got the tech, the good looks, and the low price. And it's weather time now with Angie.
Hello there and welcome to the Weather World. A very nice warm day to start off with. Moderate sunshine and clouds also started to build up in the afternoon. There's a low pressure system loitering over us, which is why the conditions are a bit gloomy. Checking out the west for today, also lovely and beautiful. East-west from Peck Harbour to Suva, slight sunshine but mainly overcast. And up in Vanua Levu, cool winds and sunshine was a bliss to many. At sea, east to southeast winds 15 to 20 knots, moderate to rough seas. For the tides, low tide at 12:35 p.m. with high tide at 6:46 a.m. Sunrise at 6:35. For tomorrow, it's the fun Friday and we could expect a few light drizzles, but otherwise, all good. Tomorrow's temps, majority centers will hit the 20-degree mark. And looking further on to Saturday, the sun shower channel will follow. And that's all from the FBC Weather World. Jackie.
Thanks so much for that, Angie. In Fiji and Pulse tonight, we asked, is Fiji's stand on climate change being taken seriously?
Yes, we can see that Fiji is working very hard to fight climate change issues.
No, because bigger countries around the world are not taking need of smoke emissions.
Some people are not helping in fighting climate change, but some people do support.
I think so, especially with the government's involvement in COP23 and its leadership role in it. So I think it's taking it very seriously, and I think it's a good thing.
Just because of this weather changing, like by this time we're having almost summer coming, but we see the winter is coming now. And I'm happy what the PM is doing for this climate change.
Last 2 years I've been based at Grand Pacific Hotel, and I've seen seminars and a lot of these conferences, which is taken very seriously by neighboring countries, Fiji itself, so definitely I think they're quite aware of it.
Recapping the main stories for tonight, ambitious climate action needed, says PM. New political party Hope registers, and a 117-year-old woman is believed to be the oldest living person in the country today. Now, for these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. To our poll question segment this week, we're asking, were you happy with the Fiji Sevens team's performance at the Rugby World Cup? Visit our FBC website to answer. Before we go, our shot of the day, absolutely stunning, sent in by Sahiban Ali. The beautiful scene was captured from the Mulo Mulo Hills in Nandi. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. You can also follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply hashtag FBC News. That was your FBC News for tonight. From the team and I, stay safe. Good night.
मैं नवनीत नंद नंबुआ लुम्बुआ से। जैसे प्रेनी नोट मशहूर है वैसे रेडियो फीजी 2 भी सभी जगह मशहूर है। रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
सीमा नकाशी से मैं रेडियो फीजी 2 पसंद करती हूँ सुनने के लिए। रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
मैं हूँ अंकल किंग सिंगाटोका टाउन के टैक्सी ड्राइवर। जैसे रग्बी फेमस है वैसे रेडियो फीजी 2 फेमस है।
रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।